Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal. My name's Jamie Williams, and also joining me is my co-host Jonathan Sullivan.
Hello, Jamie.
Hello, Jonathan. Now tonight, Jonathan, it's a bit cold. That's why I'm rubbing my hands here at the moment.
It's freezing, isn't it?
Yeah. Tonight, Jonathan, we've got a bit of a special show tonight with Access Paranormal Radio.
Yes.
The first part's going to be dedicated to a really good friend of ours, and one who was a member of our group, Liz Waugh.
Yeah.
Sadly passed away in December.
Yeah.
We've got an interview we did with her coming up.
Yeah, it was done a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She came on the show and we found that show.
Yeah.
We've decided that we'd play it again tonight because obviously we lost Liz.
Yeah.
It's one of the saddest moments for a long time, isn't it? You know, we lost Bill in 2020 and now we've lost Liz on the same date.
I know, yeah.
December the 10th. And it came as a shock to us again, didn't it? Because you know, we only seen Liz a while back and she came in and done a ghost hunt with us for a bit.
I know, yeah. Yeah, remember that, yeah.
She was like a core member of the team and she'd been with us from virtually day one, hadn't she?
Yeah.
She had her own group at one time and then she said, can we just join you because we enjoy being with you?
Yeah.
And it's a great loss. It's a huge loss, in fact.
It is.
To the group.
It is. She was such a character, wasn't she?
She was. If you go on a ghost hunt with Liz, you know about it, don't you?
I know, you do. In
a good way. Well, she was always laughing.
Yeah.
And as I said to Jane, I went to Liz's funeral on was it Thursday? I went to Liz's funeral on Thursday, and it was a fantastic funeral. Yeah. As funerals go, it was fantastic. You know, our son Tom done a cracking reading. The lady read it out for him, you know. Yeah. And it was fantastic. And there was things about Liz I didn't even know.
Oh God.
Did you know she was an actress at one time?
Oh really?
And they were encouraging her to go down to London to pursue it, and she didn't.
Oh,
well, she went down there to pursue it, to live in that, but she never pursued it. And
oh dear.
You know, when you think about some of the things she's done, you know, you look back now and you think,
she would have. Would have been a great actress, wouldn't she?
Oh yeah. You know, and to hear these things, and she was obviously in the army. Well, not in the army, but she was married to someone in the army, so she travelled around a lot.
That's right. Yeah.
She also was one of the, she ran 2 pubs. Her husband ran 2 pubs.
I remember her telling me about that. Yeah, she ran pubs. Yeah.
And she was a huge fan of Elvis.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, that surprised you, doesn't it?
Yeah, that
surprised me and Jane on Thursday.
Oh wow.
And also, she was a huge fan of George Michael.
Oh right.
And Tom was telling the story about his dad, under Chippy, not far from where Liz lived round the corner. Oh, and she used to go in quite often to the Chippy to see if she could meet George Michael.
Oh, just see if she could see
Yeah,
him.
she became that teenager again. And she said she's seen him quite a few times driving past in his car.
Oh wow. So, I know she lived down there for a while, didn't she?
Yeah, but when they were telling the stories about it and that, you know, some of the things, and me and Jane were going, really? You know. So it was lovely because we've got fantastic memories of her.
Oh, we have.
You know, I mean, if we sat here, we could do like 2 shows about it, couldn't we?
You could.
You could literally do 2 shows about it.
Yeah.
And
do you know what my greatest one, Jamie?
Go on.
And I think you might know what it will be.
I think so, yeah.
It's that Power Ranger suit.
Whenever she went, I'm going to put my protection on now. And she turned into a Power Ranger.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be the time she fed Bill the grapes.
Yeah.
In the main hall.
Yeah. Oh God, I remember that. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. And the other one was when that girl was allegedly possessed, and she climbing on top of her, going, "Get out! Get out!" And it was hilarious. But if you haven't been on a paranormal investigation with Liz, you haven't lived.
I know. That's it, isn't it? That's it.
And the Christmas nights, singing.
She was good on the karaoke.
Cilla Black, yeah.
Cilla Black. Really good.
So there was many strings to Liz's bow, wasn't there?
There was.
And she was great at negotiating. She was a very good negotiator as well. Whenever there was arguments or anything like that, she was there trying to smooth it all out.
She was like the mother of the group, really, wasn't she?
She was, yeah, that's a perfect,
that's the one, yeah. She was like the mother
way
of
of saying it, yeah. Well, tell you what, let's put that on in a second.
Yeah.
But let's just say that we're going to really miss Liz.
We are.
From the bottom of our hearts, we really are going to miss her. And, you know, and to be at the funeral on Thursday, it was an honour, really, to be there. And to say our last goodbyes on behalf of the group.
Yeah.
And, you know, to see that final farewell to her. Yeah. And the group are going to miss her.
Yeah.
Each and every one of us are going to miss her. And every single one of us have got very, very fond memories of Liz.
Yeah, definitely.
Along with some of the people who've been with us have got some great memories of her as well.
That's it.
Well, you know what? Let's just go across to Liz and her interview.
Yeah.
And this is our Liz Waugh. Now we've got Liz Waugh on the phone. And Liz, hello.
Hiya.
Hello. So, what are you up to, Liz?
Not much. Well, when I say not much, I'm going to have a look at a house where somebody's having problems.
Oh, right.
Tomorrow. Mirrors being tipped over, whistling, things like that. So I'm going to take a look tomorrow and clear it out for the woman concerned.
And did the woman contact you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's not bad. And I said to you, what are you up to? And you said, nothing really. But that's quite a...
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
I think I'd be thinking about that.
Up to now, I've not been doing anything because of COVID. So this is because the things are all being relaxed now. Yeah. So I can come out a bit more now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? So we'll all get back together soon.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, have you got any ghostly experiences you want to share with us, Liz?
A few actually. Let me think. Oh, when I was having, my last son, and obviously I was in the hospital. It was the old women's hospital. Have I told you this one before?
Liz, we're on the radio. You're telling everybody, not just me.
No, but I'm wondering if I'd said it before, this one. But anyway, I'm going to say it anyway. I went down to have my son at the delivery room. I had the baby. And come back, and I was sat on the edge of the bed. And I was going to get a cup of tea. And a cig at the time. Anyway, this nurse appeared in the doorway. And she said, "What in God's name are you doing out of bed? You know, you should be resting, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "No," I said, "I'm going to get a cup of tea and then check the baby and I'll settle down for the night." So she said, "Yes, go on then, quick cup of tea." She says, "I'll watch the baby." So I started thanks. And I thought at the time, oh God, that's a funny uniform. Because she wasn't dressed in like the trousers and tunics like the other nurses, the other midwives wear. And her uniform was an older one, you know, like with the starched white cap. And I thought, oh, she's an agency nurse, you know, just never thought anything of it, to be honest. Anyway, I settled down, went to sleep, and that was it. I slept right through. And next morning, the nurses were telling me at the station that night, the alarm, the buzzer went, and now they were in the nursing station, and the baby was in the nursery next to it. Yeah. And the buzzer alarm went, and they thought it was me pressing the alarm, because I was the only mum at that time on the ward, by the way. And they thought it was me, and they come out, and there was no one there. But I was fast asleep in the bed, and it had said, like, you know, the baby seated the baby, and there was our Tom, like me, the baby that I just had, and he was really distressed. He was in shock. His body temperature had dropped dangerously low, etc., etc., and they had to sort of do this stuff on him then. Yeah, but if that hadn't have happened, our Tom would not be here now.
Right. So it was more like an angel, wasn't it? Really?
Well, they said to me, they said we thought it was you pressing the emergency thing, but we checked you were fast asleep in bed. And I said, who was the nurse? I said that I saw earlier on. I said she was telling me off for not being in bed. And she said, I don't know, what did she look like? I said, I thought it was an agency nurse. She said, we haven't got any agency nurses on. So, and I described this nurse, and they laughed. And I said, what? She said, you've seen the ghost.
Aww.
And it's an old, it was an old midwife,
Right.
like a matron. And she walks up and down the corridors. That was in the old maternity hospital, the old women's.
Oh, I can't remember the name. Is it Mill Lane?
I don't know. It was just called the old the women's hospital
in Liverpool. Yeah.
In
Mill
Liverpool.
Lane,
Yeah.
And was that like a common thing to happen at that time?
Not a lot, but it did happen now and again, and the nurses knew of, the story of the old midwife in the corridors. Yeah.
And that,
right after he spoke to her.
And I mean, so other people must have had the same experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And for the nurses, the midwives to say, oh, you've seen the old...
Yeah, the old midwife, yeah.
The old matron when she walks up and down the corridors, checking everything.
And how did you feel?
Well, I went a bit... I thought, shit. Well, I thought, oops. I thought, I must have seen a ghost. Because it was just before I started doing all this, you see. And I thought, well, I've seen a ghost, and it sort of made me feel a bit, ooh. But at the same time, I thought, well, thank God she was there.
Yeah. Because obviously it saved the life of your child.
Yeah, but she didn't even look like a ghost, I'm being honest with you. You know when you visualise a ghost? She was as clear and she was like a solid object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, to me that's more of an angel than a
yeah. But
than a
now
ghost.
when I think on and doing what I do now, I think, well, why did she not come into the room? She didn't come any further than the door.
Oh, right.
It just seemed odd. She didn't come into the room. She stayed in the doorway.
And you still don't understand why? No,
because, well, they shut the hospital down just after that, didn't they? So, for the new women's hospital.
Ah, right, yeah. So it was Mill Lane, or Myrtle Street.
Was, yeah.
Myrtle Street, not Mill Lane, Myrtle
like
Street.
Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah. And,
so there was...
Sorry, Liz.
No, I was saying, so that was that one.
Yeah, and I know that you're a medium, or... Is it a medium you called, or is it a spiritual?
Yeah, psychic medium. I'm not spiritual.
Yeah.
No.
And other experiences, what other ones have you had? I know you've had a few with us when we've been out on investigations with us. But, I mean, I know that down where you live, Hale Way, I mean, you've had experiences around that area, haven't you?
Yeah. I was in the pub opposite the Wellington. That's haunted. And I have voice recordings, like at noises and knockings, and I can't find it, but I know I've got it somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
Of when I did my own little invest in there one time.
Yeah.
And the men's toilets upstairs, they were actually knocking on the pipe to answer yes or no.
And
when I was asking them questions.
And it was quite significant. Could everybody hear it, could they?
Yeah. There was 2 people with me.
Right.
So, yeah, everybody heard it. And then we got this, because that's why I'm annoyed, because I can't find it. We got a growl, and it come on the voice recording, not as loud as what we heard it, but it was on the recording on the left.
Yeah.
We got that. And when I was doing the readings there, I was sat, and there was a big, being Valentine's Day, and there was a big display of balloons, helium balloons that shaped in a heart. It was on a big metal stand on stage, and I'm talking away to this woman, doing a reading, and this balloon come away. Well, it was a couple come off. They floated up. And this one particular, now the string or the ribbon on the end of it stayed perfectly straight. And it come down, say, a bit lower,
Yeah.
And it just moved in a straight line all the way around the room, never went up and down, bobbing round, nothing like that. Because if it was helium, it would go straight to the ceiling anyway. And it come all the way around. Now, there's a little girl that haunts that function room. And the balloon come all the way around and stopped in the middle of me and this woman. And I went, oh, thanks very much. And then the balloon just went up in the air.
Good God.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a nice one.
It's a shame nobody filmed her, isn't it?
Yeah, that would have been absolutely brilliant to film now.
But you tend to find that when things do happen, we've either missed them on camera somewhere or another, or even on audio.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's usually sod's law.
Yeah.
And I know in the Hale area, there's the road, isn't it, what goes into Spee? And there's supposed to be something there as well. Have you ever experienced that at all?
No, I haven't personally. You talking the Hale Road or Ramsbrook Lane?
Is it the Hale Road, what goes through where all the beautiful cottages are?
Yeah, where all the thatched houses are. Yeah, there is there as well. But it's the Grey Lady that's been seen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She waltzes round the park, through to Withens Way, and by the church there she has a bit of a wander around, this Grey Lady. I personally have not seen her, but I know it's true only because my youngest son, who doesn't normally believe in things like that, when he was around 14, come flying in with 3 or 4 of his mates, absolutely hysterical, all of them, because this Grey Lady had been coming after them.
Oh, you actually chased them?
Yeah, he said, and her feet weren't even there, she was floating off the floor. And I said, well, what did she look like? He said, she had a cushion on her bum, he said. And it was like the old-fashioned dresses, where they had the bustle on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom, he said, she had a cushion on her bum. He said, yeah, he described it, but they run. I had to take all the kids home, all the lads home, all 14-year-olds that were terrified.
Yeah. And I mean, you've been to a lot of locations, haven't you? I mean, the same with us. What location have you really enjoyed and that you got a lot out of?
Well, the barracks, I'm being honest with you. That's the Stewart, when we used to go there, because I've been there a few times now. And the one we can't talk about, I thought that was brilliant.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one where we had the windows banged and the baby's chair went flying up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
I know we can't name. Yeah.
On that one, that night, if you remember right, I had trouble. I couldn't breathe, and I thought it was on fire.
Yeah,
That's
you went
right,
really hot, didn't you? You were stripping off, weren't you? Your clothes, because you were too hot.
Yeah, and I managed to crawl, and I was crawling outside. I was thinking, oh my God, I'm on fire, and it was like November time, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, it was freezing.
I took my boots off. I was in my bare feet. I took my jumper off. I was still in my t-shirt. I was thinking, oh man. And then somebody they went, oh, you're bright red. And I was bright red.
Yeah.
As if I'd been on fire.
Yeah, that was. Jane was there.
Yeah.
And it was a really. we wanted to go back, didn't we?
Yeah, I had a weird experience there as well.
What was yours?
Your eyes went, didn't they?
Yeah, my eyes sort of swelled up. I had a bit of a reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know what caused it. And then there's something to do with candy floss. I had candy floss.
In your hair?
In my hair.
That's right, the what's it in your hair? I was sat next to you.
Yeah, it was really strange. But it was in like the sweet shop area, wasn't it?
That's right,
And there was known to be poltergeist activity in that area, wasn't there? There was things that got moved around and that. Yeah. So, so someone was playing tricks on us that night. definitely. Something was very playful, especially when like the high chair went. We all saw that. It was about 6 of us saw that.
I missed it.
Yeah, except
because I was at the back talking away to someone, and but I heard the bang.
I saw it. Quite a few of us. Yeah.
Tell you what, that made us all jump when that happened.
Yeah. We left quite quickly after that.
Yeah, we did.
It was like something was wanting us to either go, or it was just trying to show us one last thing before we went. Yeah, it was a very good place, that.
Well, what we'll have to do is we'll have to do around the table with and talk about that area. And also the prison we'd done as well that time. And remember the prison, Liz?
Oh, yes.
I guess you do then.
Yeah.
Because you picked up on a lot there, didn't you?
In that one where we can't say where it is, one.
Yeah. It's annoying, isn't it? There's the two locations we really enjoyed we can't mention.
I know. Yeah, it was, because I've forgotten her flipping name now. The woman that killed their husbands and that for insurance money with
was it the Black Widows? There were 2 sisters, wasn't there?
2 sisters, yes, that's right. Yeah.
They poisoned the husbands or something, didn't they?
Yeah, they used fly paper because there was arsenic in on the old-fashioned fly papers what they used to dangle. Yeah, and she used to soak them in the water and kill her husbands off that way. But it was her that come through, the narky woman.
Yeah.
Who didn't want us there. The one she was like having a good almo.
Because that was in the condemned man cell, that area, wasn't it?
Yeah. I felt really uncomfortable when she was about.
Well, them 2 locations we'll have to talk about, because one of them we did go back again to, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went to it twice in the end.
Yeah, I've been there.
What are the locations? I mean, obviously, like I said before, you've been to a lot. What are the locations really scared you?
It was down in the cellar.
At Mill Street?
In Mill Street, yeah. And Jane was there, and I have never had my blood go cold as much as it did that night. It was a Halloween night.
I remember, yeah.
And for some reason, and I don't know why, because when people used to go down, we just used to sit where you were comfortable, you know? And for some reason, I wanted everybody in a circle that night. And we were all sat in a circle. Jane, you were one side, weren't you? On my right, I think.
Yeah.
And Debbie, I can say her name, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was on my left, and then Bill after that. And they were opening the circle and doing all the bits and the bobs. And I remember Debbie was terrified, so I made her stay right at my side, and I kept saying to her, "You're all right, Debbie, you're all right, Debbie," and she'd say, yeah, you know. And anyway, just a particular time I said, "Are you all right, Debbie?" And her head came round, and I thought, "Oh God, that's not her head. Oh my God, that's not her face."
No.
And it was horrible.
It was. I saw it. We both saw it at the same time.
Get out.
Oh, you saw it as well?
Yeah, I saw it, because when I described it to Liz, you said that's what you saw.
Yeah.
It was her face, wasn't it? It changed.
Yeah,
it wasn't her
totally
face.
Oh, it was awful.
It was horrible.
It wasn't her face. It was like another face on her face, if you know what I mean.
And did it make you nervous, Liz, or...?
Nervous. I told everyone to get out. We all come. I said, "Get upstairs quick."
Yeah, you'd only have to say that to me once, Liz. I'd have been out.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't nice. Even now when I think about it, the face was horrible.
It was very white, wasn't it? And
very white face, and the eyes were black.
Face, yeah.
And
something out of a horror movie.
Horrible hair. It was horrible.
Very strange.
But it was the way the head turned and it went right into my face. You know, I thought, "Oh my God." Yeah, so it did. Me blood run cold. That wasn't good.
No.
To get out.
I mean, you've been to people's houses. I mean, I know that you do house clearances and things like that. Have you ever had a house clearance? I know we all went to one once.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, I only went the once, you went twice. But have you ever been to one where you think this is going to be a tough night?
Yeah, but it turned out it was lovely in the end.
I asked for a tough night, Liz.
It was... I went to clear this house. The woman was terrified. because it was affecting her young daughter, who was only young at the time. And she said it smelled and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it goes in, me and another woman.
Yeah.
Because I always have someone watching me back. And I was walking around and I kept thinking, I can't pick up anything evil about this man. He might smell, but, you know, and I'm thinking, how do I know it's a man? I start questioning myself. And then all I kept picking up was a blue box. This blue box kept getting thrown at me all the time, and wooden toys. So, at the time, this woman was having an extension built on the side of her house, so she had all builders outside. So, we were up in the bedroom and everything. And I said, anyway, in my mind's eye, I could see a map.
Yeah.
But it was an old map. And I said, this house is on land that belonged to a farm. And she went, yeah, it does. And she actually brought out the old map then.
Yeah.
She had an old map, copy of it. And I said, this is a farm, and who's in your house, you know? I said, now, all I'm getting, he had loads of daughters and no son.
Yeah.
And then I started getting really choked up. And what had happened, this is the story, his wife actually did have a little boy in the end. And he was made up because he had a son, hence the wooden toys that were being shown to me. You know, they were like boys' toys.
Yeah.
And the baby died. And he put him in a blue box that he made himself. And it was buried in that ground around where she lived.
Oh, all right.
And it went, the smell went and everything. So anyway, I started clearing the rooms and sealing them off and blessing them and whatnot. Come downstairs, we ended up, you know, I've done the downstairs room, we ended up in the conservatory because you have to have a doorway to let the spirit go, like. And the door was closed on the conservatory, and we were all stood there. Anyway, I said the prayer, and, you know, I'm calling him forward. I said, come forward, come forward. I said, do you want to go to your boy? And with that, oh God, even now the builders were all outside laughing, looking through the window, laughing as they do. And the handle went down on the patio door, and the door just opened. And off he went.
And I bet you the fellas all disappeared.
Yeah, and she never had any trouble after that at all.
So
That's all he wanted was to go to his son.
So did you? Oh, that's a weird sound, isn't it? Did you
So what that
was
was.
a strange laugh.
Look at me, it wasn't
Sorry, Liz,
me.
when you told us that story, then we just had a weird sound go through all our headphones.
Oh.
Yeah. So did you actually do a clearance then that night? Did you send him to like a light?
Yeah, send him to the light. He wanted to be joined. He wanted to be with his son. So off he went.
How long does it take to do a clearance, or does it vary?
Well, sometimes it varies a lot. Sometimes you can be there forever, you know, because you're fighting it.
Yeah.
As one did, and it was quite local actually.
Can you
it was horrible. We were there trying to get rid. It was supposed to have been a woman. Well, it was a woman, but it was the attachments with it, and it was vile.
Yeah.
And the house we were in, the carpets were so thick and deep, you know, in the pile.
Yeah.
So obviously you got no shoes on, and you could see your footprints, you know, because your feet sunk into the carpet. It was gorgeous, and you just knew, you could hear a shuffling behind us. And I was saying, like, come into the circle, trying to push it in, and it was horrible. You could feel the cold on your back. And as I turned around and looked, you could see lines, marks, shuffling marks, where she'd gone through the carpet.
Oh, so
been walking across the carpet.
It's like sometimes when we use flour, isn't it? And you see the footprints in it, whereas
that's right. Yeah.
The carpet, because it was so thick, you could see where where the spirit had been.
Yeah. Well, there was things going off in the house as I was trying to get rid of her. Like the salt and pepper things got thrown across the kitchen. You know, things like that. Doors were banging, blah 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 blah. Anyway, finished it, but I knew it wasn't the end. And these people moved after that.
Yeah.
And they moved miles and miles and miles away. I won't say where, but
no.
we moved a lot of miles. And I get a phone call. The same thing had started again.
So it followed them?
It had followed them. And it was a relative of theirs, to be honest. But not a nice relative. And there was dark attachments because they dabbled in dark arts, weed, God knows what. Oh, what was that?
It's all right, it was me, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. And I went in there, and I was in this big, massive toy room she had.
Yeah.
And I was just walking around, different toys were going off, and the lights were flickering, and God knows what. And there was just this one toy I just couldn't ask. Oh no, I don't like it. And it was a monkey. And I said, who got her that monkey? Who got the little girl the monkey? And she said, oh, I don't know. She said, from, when she was first born. She said, don't you like it? I said, no. I said, can you take it out? So she said, yeah, sure. So she threw it out into like this cobblestone yard thing that she has on the side.
Yeah.
And she said, what do we do with it? I said, burn it. I said, is it all right? You're not going to... So she said, no, burn it by all means. Now, it wasn't doused in petrol. It was a tiny little drop, just enough for it to catch light. And we lit it. And burning away. Next minute, it exploded.
All right.
Now, this is just it wasn't a talking monkey or anything like that. There was no mechanism, mechanics inside it or nothing. It was just a stuffed, soft toy. Yeah, and it exploded.
God.
That's quite powerful, then. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, wow. Yeah, so it left the house and did all my blessings again and the salt and God knows what. And it went after that. But reappeared again when she moved, because she never went back to the house. She moved again. But we did get rid of it on the third go.
So it must have been a pretty strong spirit for to be on the three.
Very strong, because she was with another family relative. There was two of them in the end. That's why it was so hard. Only one was showing, when in actual fact there was two.
So it must have been attached.
Yeah, that's what she has, an attachment. And they were following them. So anyway, on the third go, because she moved again then, the woman.
Yeah.
And oh my God, her pipes, everything was rattling in the house when it was going. It was like a thunderstorm going off inside the house.
Oh.
But yeah, we got rid of it.
And Liz, before we're not far off finishing now the interview. I've got two more questions for you. One of them is, where's the most scariest place you've ever been to? That place we can't talk about. Right, okay then. A place that you'd really love to go back, or a place that you've never been to and you'd love to do.
That big thinking island, that castle.
Oh, there's loads of castles in Ireland.
No, that one with the horrible thing in it. What's it called?
I've not a clue, but that's narrowed it down, Liz.
Liz, is it the castle where they've got like an elemental or something?
That's the one.
Yeah. I know, I can't think of which castle it is, but I know the one you're talking about.
Listen to Jane, eh? No,
I do know the one you're talking about.
Right,
yeah.
no, I don't know that one.
Yeah, I'd love to go there too.
Yeah, that one. I'd love to go there.
Yeah.
I really would.
I've not seen that one. I'll have to have a look for that one.
Yeah, we'll have to research that one and find out where it is again.
It'd be nice to go somewhere like that.
Most Haunted went there, didn't they?
Yes, I think that's why I remember it.
I've got it now. I've got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it, but I know which one you're talking about now.
I've always wanted to go there.
Well, you never say never.
That's what I say. Never say never.
Yeah, if this COVID disappears, we could all be planning our flights.
Oh gosh, yeah. I'd love to go.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, we've done a lot of places, Liz. I mean, we were talking earlier on, just before we finish, is going to Ancient Ramin next year.
Yes. I'd go there. That's another good one.
I've been there a few times.
I've never been.
It is good.
Because you can't have many people go in at once, can you? Because it's quite small. No. So I think it'd be good for our little small group, because our group's small.
Yeah, just
it'd be great to go there.
Oh, we'd definitely
go there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's one place I'd like to go to again. Abroad is Alcatraz.
Oh yeah, that's another one. That'd be fantastic. That one.
Yeah. Imagine.
Or that one in it's the one with all the bodies in the walls.
Is that in Italy?
Yeah, Italy.
With all the skulls.
Sardinia or Corsica or something. Was it one of the Italian islands?
Yeah, it's the one with all the skulls, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the little girl still there in the coffin, isn't she?
Yeah. That's it. I can't remember. Is it Rosemary or Rose or something like that? I can't remember the name.
Yeah, Rosemary or something. The little girl's name is. Something like that.
Well, Liz.
I'm useless with names. You say I just forget them.
Yeah, so am I, Donna. Well, Liz, it's that time that we've got to say goodbye to you, but say to thank you very much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
It's like a little mini reunion with me, Jane, you and Jonathan.
I know, isn't that lovely?
And Bill trying to ring before when it was going beep beep. That was Bill trying to ring to get in on
was
it. Yeah. Well, yeah, Liz, thanks for giving us your time tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. You know that. Enjoy tonight, you two.
Yes, we will. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
Take care. Speak to you soon, Liz.
All right. We'll see you soon, Liz. Thanks very much.
All right. Bye, love.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So that was all Liz.
Yeah.
And she's, like I said right at the start of the show, she's going to be really missed.
She is.
And she's, our thoughts and everything go to the family.
Yeah.
Because they lost a mother.
That's it.
A grandmother, a daughter, a sister.
Yeah.
What more could you ask for?
I know.
So Liz, maybe you're looking down at us, thinking, oh, shut up, Jamie. Oh, shut up, Jonathan. Oh, shut up.
I know.
Just get on with it.
Yeah. And that's what she'd be saying.
She'd be laughing at us, wouldn't
she? Yeah. She'd be like, stop being soft.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
But Liz, no matter where you are, we'll be thinking about you. When we go on our ghost hunts, we'll be thinking about you.
Yeah.
And definitely. I'm sure, you'll be with us along the way anyway.
Yeah.
So, from Access Paranormal and GhostQuest.
Yeah.
God bless you, Liz.
Yeah, God bless.
Now, in a couple of minutes, Jonathan, we've got the Common Mystics coming up.
With?
Common Mystics?
With?
You're going to ask me what it's called, aren't you?
The Boo Review.
Oh, I thought you meant the title. Oh, God, I was thinking, please don't tell me something inside, because I can't remember it off my head. But anyway, the Boo Review, they always reintroduce it anyway, so I'm okay. They get me out of trouble, don't they?
I know.
Yeah. But before that, a friend of ours, Paul, Unusual Things, I was watching one of his YouTubes the other night, and he's had a stalker.
Oh, really?
A really bad stalker, yeah.
Oh.
And it was sad, really, because he's such a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah.
His programmes are fantastic. But go and watch what he says.
Oh, right.
About this, whoever it was that's talking him, and he's had a bad time with them.
Oh, that's
he's had to get somebody in to siphon off his emails and everything else and go through them all.
Oh, God.
And it's really sad to see,
Oh, we'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah. But anybody out there, don't do things like that. Don't go and try and ruin people.
No, I mean, it's more of a hobby, isn't it?
It is, and he's bringing. He's fantastic. He's bringing entertainment.
Well, yeah, because
to us all.
I mean, I've watched them from very early, and I was always intrigued and interested in the celebrities he goes and sees. I know they're all in graveyards, like cremated or buried or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the way that he does it. It's the way that he explains them, and the way that it gives you, like, it's like a short life story.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to go and watch Paul on Unusual Things, go and watch his channel.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Brilliant.
He's a fantastic person.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have to go through what he's been through.
No.
And no one should.
No.
No one should. So please, if you're out there and you're thinking of doing things like that, don't. Just go and enjoy the entertainment for what it is. It's the likes of Paul who goes out there and makes the effort to bring you entertainment for free. For free. Yeah. Remember that. So he deserves a pat on the back.
Yeah.
Not harassment.
That's
Remember that. Go and watch Paul on Unusual Things. Jonathan, I think it's going to be that time in a second that we get the Common Mystics on.
Jill
I've missed them because
Jennifer.
Jennifer and Jill. Yeah, I've missed them because we've not been able to put them on because we missed them. We missed a week because of
it was
New Year,
wasn't it? Yeah. So New Year's sort of put us out, but we'll catch back up.
We are, and we've got some. Yeah, we've got
some good things.
Yeah. Just keep an eye out because we've also got the Junior Paranormal going to be doing a couple of things as well for us on the show.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good, isn't it?
And maybe more as well.
Maybe. Don't give too much away, Jonathan.
I won't.
Oh, I don't know with you. You've got a slip of the tongue sometimes. But yeah. Oh my word. I'm tired tonight, you know.
Are you tired?
Yeah.
Oh dear me. Tell you what then. I'll tell you what we should do.
What?
Let us go over to the Boo review.
No.
Yes.
You just want to be in control. Do you know what? All right then. So this is the Common Mystics with their Boo review for this week.
Good evening. Welcome to the Boo Review. I'm Jill Stanley. In tonight's edition of the Boo Review, we take you back to the frosty days of January 1851, when a schooner embarks on a fishing expedition to the Grand Banks of Newfoundland. Based on the Rising Sun Maryland's Midland Journal article dated Friday, January 4th, 1895, which chronicles eyewitness accounts of a phantom ship named the Palatine Light that has forever marked its name in the annals of maritime lore. For more on this exhilarating exploration of bravery, adventure, and seafaring tradition, please welcome Jennifer James at the Bulletin Desk. Jennifer?
Thanks, Jill. The Grand Banks of Newfoundland have been known as some of the world's richest fishing grounds for centuries, drawing sailors from across the Atlantic. However, this part of the ocean is also known for its sudden storms, which have claimed many ships fishing in its waters. Captains are always wary, balancing the risk with the possible rewards. In 1851, the Ptarmigan, a fishing schooner out of Boston, Massachusetts, headed out to the Grand Banks in bright sunshine, one of a fleet of 7 ships. The Ptarmigan spent 10 days filling its hold with fresh cod. The fishing was so good, they were prepared to return to port 5 days early. But on the evening of the 10th day, the weather changed without warning. Strong offshore winds shook the Ptarmigan, while high waves battered her hull, and a thick sea fog surrounded her. By the time night fell, she was completely separated from the rest of the fleet, alone in the tumultuous seas, hidden by fog and frozen in the howling winds. The captain ordered all but the very smallest sails to be lowered to protect the ship and to keep it from foundering or being blown too far out to sea. The Ptarmigan was tossed in the storm, surrounded in fog. Blinded, the crew feared colliding with another ship and fired rockets at regular intervals and rang the ship's bell to alert nearby ships of their presence. However, for most of that night, they nearly heard nor saw any signs of life around them. Then on the last watch of the night, with less than an hour before morning, the lookout spotted a ship's light close by, although the distance was hard to tell in the fog. The light looked strange, a pale blue, and it seemed to bob and weave in an irregular way. The crew gathered on the deck to observe this unusual behavior. The captain hoped that they could make out the vessel by dawn, but even in daylight, the shape of the other vessel could not be seen, only that single blue light. The captain ordered the signal gun fired, and moments later came an answering shot from the other ship. As the other ship grew closer, they could hear the ship's bell, as well as faint sounds of voices carrying over the wind, although the crew could not make out what the voices said or even what language was being spoken. The veteran sailors aboard the Ptarmigan took one look at this eerie blue light shining through the dense fog and swore this strange vessel was a phantom ship, the Palatine Light, which sometimes stalked vessels sailing between Long Island and Newfoundland. Among the throng of worried sailors on deck watching that blue light, there was one ship's mate, James Sullivan by name, who claimed he had seen the Palatine Light himself several years before, in 1833, while on a fishing schooner called the Arklow in the Labrador Sea. "She sailed along with us for days," he said. "Sometimes her blue signal light was ahead of us, and sometimes behind us, on one side or the other, but she never left us until we were about to make port in Providence." Sullivan described how the crew of the Arklow had been filled with fear that some evil fate would befall them, and many said prayers and made the sign of the cross. One man went so far as to carve part of the Lord's Prayer on the hull down in the hold, "Our Father who art in heaven," in hopes of warning any evil away. Whether prayers spoken or carved did any good, who could say? But the Palatine Light did them no harm that night, and the Arklow reached port in safety. But when she sailed again for the Grand Banks, it was with an entirely new crew, from the captain to the cabin boy. Not a man who saw the ghost ship from the Arklow's deck would dare sail on that schooner again. "Be glad, boys," Sullivan laughed darkly. "Be glad that we are all not seeing this phantom ship today aboard the old Arklow, or we would all be doomed." The other veteran sailors agreed. To see a phantom was always considered an omen of dread and danger, and no one would risk sailing aboard a ship on which they had seen one. Still, the Ptarmigan's crew grew more worried with the tales of ghost ships, and many sailors prayed or made the sign of the cross. Abruptly, the fog lifted, and the crew could see the other ship clearly for the first time. It was massive and old, and where the crew of the Ptarmigan had taken down almost all of their sails in the storm, the other ship had every inch of sail raised before the wind. Now, normally if a sailing ship would do this in the midst of such a gale as they now found themselves, its sails would quickly tear to shreds, its masts would crack and split, and the wooden planking of the deck itself might crack apart. Such a ship would be doomed, but the large ship didn't seem to be suffering any of the ill effects from the powerful winds. The Ptarmigan withstood the storm for hours, the strange vessel their only company. It flew no flag, and not a single sailor was to be seen aboard, filling the crew of the Ptarmigan with increasing unease. The captain ordered the signal gun fired, but there was no answering shot from the other ship this time, and no bell, nor sounds of voices. The other ship made no sound they could hear over the roar of the wind and the crash of the sea. The wind kicked up, screaming like a banshee howl, and the Ptarmigan shuddered as it was struck by a massive freak wave. A wall of water washed over the side and hammered the helpless sailors gathered on the deck. The lucky ones were smashed violently against the tilting deck, left with bloody wounds and broken bones. But the unlucky ones, several of them, including none other than James Sullivan, were caught in the swirling waters and dragged screaming over the rail and into the churning sea. Those few left aboard swore they saw scores of white hands in the wave, clawing at the men and dragging them into the deeps. As the ptarmigan righted herself, the lookout made a dreadful cry, which chilled the remaining crew more than the drenching winds and waves. They saw the shapes of their missing crewmen, struggling and crying out for rescue, held on the deck of the phantom ship by phantom seamen. The ghost ship then turned and headed away from the ptarmigan. As quickly as they had risen, the winds diminished. Many of the survivors rushed in a panic, tended to the wounded, and cried out for their lost comrades, while others fell upon the deck and shouted prayers and entreaties to their savior that the dreaded ghost ship would not send another wave to claim the rest of them. The captain raced below and pounded whiskey and grog until he was reckless enough to pursue the ghost ship holding their captured brethren. The crew raised sails and flew along before the wind, but they could get no closer to the phantom. Try as hard as they might, with each minute it pulled further and further away. Suddenly, the white ghost ship's sails shuddered, and she lurched forward. Moments later, she seemed to sink straight down into the swirling seas, carrying the doomed crewmen with it. In 10 seconds, she was gone forever. The ptarmigan and its survivors made their way to port, glad to be left among the living, and grieving those whom the sea had taken. The shocked survivors placed a graveyard marker to commemorate those lost crewmen of the ptarmigan, taken in the stormy seas by the Palatine Light. The ptarmigan itself needed extensive repairs and refitting, along with the hiring of a new crew. As workmen aboard the ptarmigan repaired her, one man chanced upon a hurried note, carved some years before, into the hull hidden underneath some water barrels. It read, "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. 1833. Back to you, Jill.
Sensational. Thank you so much, Jennifer. As we come to the close of tonight's broadcast, I'd like to leave you with a poignant quote from the Midland Journal. These stories of ships that never return are sad enough, but it's the ships that never leave any port that a sailor can never forget. The memory of ghost ships stay with them always. This concludes tonight's Boo Review. Thank you for listening. Until next time, good night. This has been a Common Mystics Media production in association with Access Paranormal. Story by Dennis Brose. Edited by Brian Thomas of Yokai Audio. For more Common Mystics, check out our website, commonmystics.net. Follow us on our socials at Common Mystics Pod. Listen in wherever you're hearing your favorite podcast. Please download and share. Thank you so much. And again, good night.
So that was the Common Mystics and the Boo Review number 5.
Yeah.
The Phantom Ship, I think it was called, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So
the 1850s.
Yeah, you remember that one. You were in the...
I was there.
You were on the ships, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I was on that ship. I remember it well.
Yeah, you were probably rowing it.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah, thanks again to Jill and
Jennifer
for doing these for us. We absolutely love them.
Yeah, we do.
And that's number 5, and we've got number 6 coming up at the end of the month.
We have.
And then we've caught up again then, haven't we?
Yes, that's right.
So, yeah. Thank you so much to the amazing Common Mystics there.
Yeah.
If you ever want to go and listen to any more of this stuff, just type in Common Mystics
on YouTube,
Instagram, and any other podcasting places because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So thank you again.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
love it.
So we're not far off the end of the show again now, Jonathan.
I know.
It just seems to fly.
Comes around quick, doesn't it?
But I mean, this one was a sad one because we've had the memory of Liz Waugh there.
I know.
I'm sure we'll still be talking about Liz on the show some more time or another.
Oh, we will.
And what was weird about that though is Jane was on it as well.
I know, yeah.
And Bill tried to ring.
That's right, yeah.
So
how strange is that?
Very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
But so it was a nice one to bring back memories of her.
Yeah.
I think we got hundreds of photographs with that as well. So again, Liz, you rest in peace.
Yeah.
You deserve it. You deserve to be resting now. So
yeah, she does.
Yeah. But thank you for some amazing memories you've sent us.
Oh,
you've given us.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll last a lifetime, won't they?
They will.
They will. So again, Liz, thank you very much. Did you say something? You had something to tell us? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Now, we met up with someone, didn't we?
Yeah.
A couple of days ago. Junior Paranormal.
Gemma, Michael,
Aubrey,
Finley,
Jade, and
answers on info.accessparanormal@gmail.com.
Yeah. Sorry, Jade, I forget your daughter's name.
That's shocking, that.
I know.
Sorry, Jade, so have I.
Right, so anyway, we messed up with that.
We've had
Myla
and
Layla,
whose birthday it was.
Yes, she was 13, wasn't she?
So happy birthday, Layla.
And Katie.
Yeah.
And Marie.
Mm-hmm.
And Lee.
And us too.
And us.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
And, I mean, we'd arranged this a few weeks ago to meet up. Little did we know, it was also another birthday, wasn't it?
Was he 70th?
No. Your 90th. No, it was Junior Paranormal's 2nd anniversary birthday.
How quick is that gone?
I know, yeah.
We went up to them, didn't we, for their birthday?
Yes, we went up for the first birthday.
Champness
Hall,
didn't we?
Yeah, Champness,
yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Can't believe it's a year since we've been there.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
We need to go back.
Yeah,
Gemma, Michael, hint.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget, Gemma and Michael, I want a recording for the radio show.
Yeah.
Just a reminder.
No, it was lovely seeing them again.
It was really nice, wasn't it?
Good catch up.
And do you know what? I had some good feedback from last week's show as well when it was Dark Territories. Sean Kenner.
The Cage.
What a brilliant story that was.
Yeah, brilliant. Really
so if anybody else has got any stories like that,
yeah,
you want to share them with us, get in touch with us at
info.accessparanormal@gmail.com.
Yeah, you have to be prompted though, isn't it? It's usually the other way around.
I know what it was. I knew it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Or any social media, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Just get in touch with us.
Look at you.
Social media platforms.
Sorry about the squeaky foot on the... what was that?
Any all social media platforms. Getting posh now, you know.
I know you are. Have you been to electrocution lessons?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story.
Go on.
Off the cuff, I had to go to the hospital to get me scar checked, you know, because they had an operation on me. And I went up there and I walked in the door and I went, I've come to get me, I've got an appointment for my autopsy.
Your autopsy?
And he went, your autopsy? I said, yeah, I've got an appointment to see the surgeon about my autopsy. So when did you have your autopsy? I said, a couple of weeks back, a month or so ago now. And he went, right. He said, you sure it was an autopsy? Because that's for dead people. I went, right, yeah. I said, it's for an
oh my God.
biopsy.
Only you.
I know, yeah.
Only
I was
you
like,
could do that.
Dear God. Anyway, on that note, Jonathan, we've got to go.
I think you've already gone.
I went a long time ago. So again, thank you everybody for listening in. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we'll be back again next week here on Access Paranormal. So from Jonathan and myself, good night.
Good night.